Some questions do not reveal truth, they hide it. Because the asking begins after life has already spoken. What happens after death? A question that seems ancient, yet it is born fresh each time it is asked, and still it never touches what is. To ask what happens after death is to assume you know what death is. And to assume you know what death is to forget that what you call life has also never been understood. This question does not arise from truth, it arises from memory, from fear, from time. To ask what happens after is to believe that life is a line with a beginning, a middle, and an end. But life is not a line. The earth is moving not because it has fuel, not because it understands rotation, but because there is movement. Existence is movement. And just like a fan does not spin without electricity, just like a flame does not appear without a source, this body does not breathe, this heart does not beat without something unseen, unimagined, unmeasured. Not a God, not a belief, not an idea, but a source, without form, without time, without need. The question what happens after comes from the mind, but the source behind life does not ask. It does not say, I made this star 5 billion years ago and I will make a better one tomorrow. It does not ask what will happen when the sun burns out. It does not improve, it does not reflect, it does not look back. It just moves. And so, if there is a longing to understand what happens after death, one must first see what happens before birth. But what happens before birth is also unknown, not forgotten, unknown. Because even movement, even life are only named after understanding has arrived. But by then, the living moment has already passed. Understanding is late, always too late. Even the word now is already memory. That is the illusion, that one can stand apart from existence and describe it. But you are not apart, you are not separate, you are not outside existence, asking question about it. You are it. You did not drop into this world from the sky, you are made from it. The food you eat, grown by the earth, the breath you take, moved by the wind, the body you wear, built from the elements. You are not in nature, you are nature. The only separation is in the mind. The mind moves away from this timeless now and creates something called past. Then it imagines a future, and in that imagined space, it places death at the end. It calls it an end, but what it really means is the end of its own story. So the fear is not the death, it's the loss of control, the loss of knowing, the loss of me. But what if me never began? What if death is not the end of you, but the end of the illusion of you? What if nothing is ending? What if this moment, before the question, before the thought, is all there ever is? No past, no future. Even the present becomes part of memory. Because the instant it is spoken, it is no longer here. It was future before it arrived and past before it was understood. Every name, every form, every moment moves on what does not move. But even to call it reality is already too much. To say real, it is to make something else unreal. That is understanding, always dividing. But what is has no opposite. It cannot be spoken. Still, there is only this, not what is known, but what remains when even the present is gone. To recognize, it is instant. It does not require understanding. It is so close, it is the closest thing to itself. It is before the sight, before the breath, before the word death, before memory dresses itself as identity. not to be named, not to be captured, but it is here. And when that is seen, the question fades, not because it was answered, but because the one who asked was never there. And what remains cannot be held, cannot be lost, and cannot be spoken. It did not begin, it does not end. It simply is.